Welcome back to Hawaii Real, everybody. I have with me Jeanne Grosso. She is a home-based entrepreneur, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about what she does and how you can get involved with selling products from home that are about health and nutrition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jeanne, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Io.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
It sounds so formal and everything when I do it like that. It's like, no, this is not formal. Just talking, conversation. All right. So how long have you been doing home-based stuff?
Well, it all started actually about 13 years ago. I was introduced to my first company, and I dabbled with online businesses from home because I had my son. He'll be 11 in a few weeks. So
Yay.
Ever since I had my son, I used to work in practice. I'm a former massage therapist and skincare esthetician. And for 23 years, I had a practice in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, in Miami Beach. So before I had my son, I was in practice, and I focused on health and healing and disease prevention. And I had all these modalities, and I work with a lot of local professionals there. And a little hard to talk.
Yeah. We can hear you. We can hear you.
in the breathing. But so my real interest is, I like hands-on and working with people to heal them and, see the wonderful transformations in people. But then ever since I had my son, I didn't want to go back to work or, I wanted to be a stay-home mom. Mm-hmm. So I had dabbled in different products over the years from online companies, never really understood the whole business model, but I definitely tried to make that work. And I didn't have that much success until recently when I found the current company I'm with about 6 months ago. But yeah, that's pretty much how I got started, or why I'm interested in working from home, is because I want to be home for my son.
Mm-hmm. And with this pandemic and everything, you were if you started 6 months ago, that means you were kind of already set up with the home-based business prior to the whole stay-at-home order and everything, right?
Yes. In fact, the last 2 months of with the shutdowns, our business has grown exponentially. So there's a lot of people out of work, and there's another group of people who want to prevent the COVID or be able to treat it well. And that's what we specialize in. So it's been literally nonstop. My son had gone for spring break back to Kona, where we lived for 6 years. And we've been here in Hawaii on Oahu for 4 years. So he's still there. So he's still in the Kona area. So it's actually given me these 2 months to just focus on business development. So my main goal is to help people get started in a franchise business model, not so much sell products at all, because the product line is, far superior than everything else on the market. So it makes it a win-win, very easy to transition into this. So I'm really excited about all the new people that are out of work, and some people that I'm talking to their job was eliminated. Mm-hmm. So they were definitely looking for something new to make money from home. And there's a lot of options out there. And all I do is give a quick presentation over the phone and or Zoom, and it's been working out really well.
And people are just able to jump into that and start making an income?
Yep, right away. We actually, they pay next day.
Oh, wow.
So it's a really good transition. And especially now with the stimulus check and tax returns coming in. So some people that were living paycheck to paycheck with, in Hawaii, a lot of people have a couple jobs, a couple different things that they're doing. And I can just show them the way that this is something that's very, very lucrative, and it's very simple, because all that I teach people to do now is contact people and invite to take a look. Mm-hmm. If it makes sense to you, great. If not, no big deal. And we keep moving. So it's really easy on Facebook and social media and LinkedIn. You just message somebody very quickly and just say, hey, I'm into something really big. Are you open to taking a look? And Bulletproof your income and your health. So it's like
that's like one of your titles of
it is actually my little hashtag. It's
okay,
like bulletproof your income and your health.
Sure.
Is something that I thought up of. And we have probably the only solution that I've even know, natural solution in nutraceuticals for the COVID. We have products.
What's a nutraceutical for the people out there?
Oh, okay. Thank you for asking that. So there is 2 lines of products that our company specializes in. And one is the everyday use products, toothpaste, mouthwash, laundry detergent, dish soap, those kinds of things, a shaving gel, little things that this is where the company was actually founded was the owner of our company is a double biochemist. So he started his career 50 years ago. And he was an industrial chemist for industrial cleaners. So, antifreeze, all these, toxic cleaners. And then he was asked to make some personal care items. And what do most formulators do? They don't need to reinvent the wheel. They just go to their shelf and they look at their shampoo, conditioner, shaving gel, and they look at the ingredients. And he was absolutely appalled that everything that he was using had ingredients like propylene glycol or sodium lauryl sulfate and fluoride in the toothpaste and all these ingredients that he knew was call poison control. This is toxic, and they're in the products he used every single day. And I think he has 5 kids, or at the time he's in his late 70s now. But 50 years ago, when he was in this career, he couldn't believe it. And so he threw everything in the trash. I've seen videos. He actually has this on YouTube. He has videos talking about this, how he literally tossed everything in the entire house. And then he started literally out of his garage, just making products that were natural with no harmful ingredients. Then that turned into a company. So his first company that he had with his wife was one of the number 5 company in the world for home-based businesses. And it ranked up to billions of dollars annually. So he became a self-made billionaire. And he had that company which did these just natural products and then nutritional products too. So he had that company for 26 years. And then due to a divorce, they had to sell that company, and he had to start from scratch. Now picture this. The guy is probably in his 60s at the time. And so what does he do with his money? He spends $250 million cash and builds the world's largest manufacturing plant from the ground up in Utah. Okay, so this is where the
sounds like Tesla,
Yeah, he's actually, I heard, the second largest house in North America, his private house.
Oh, nice.
He's been debt free since 1974, and then this manufacturing plant also manufactures for 150 other companies, including pharmaceuticals. I'm getting to the nutraceutical answer, but I have to explain how it even came about.
Okay.
I'm not sure who actually coined that term, nutraceutical. But so this company is his company. It makes millions of dollars a week. Costco, for instance, is one of their customers that they manufacture for, and some other home-based business opportunities, and just people from all around the world. They manufacture in this plant. It's 440,000 square feet. It's like the size of 9 football fields.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's massive. And now that plant is also debt-free, but that's his business. And then what he knew, the online home-based business, network marketing, direct selling business, he knew that from before. He was successful for 26 years, but he didn't want any part of that, because there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that people don't know about. Usually these health products, and I know this for a fact from my other previous 3 companies, a lot of these companies say they're the manufacturer. Well, I come to find out in the last 6 months, they're not. People like him are the manufacturer, but they claim that's their manufacturing plant. It's not their manufacturing plant. It's this man's manufacturing plant. So he has the buying power for the ingredients. Now, what a third-party manufacturer does is it takes, just to use Costco, for example, it uses their ingredients, their formulas. All he does is put it in a bottle and label it and send it to a warehouse. Okay. So the manufacturing plant, he oversees the manufacturing plant of all the products that he does. Now, being the scientist that he is, he has to separate his products from everybody else's. So this is where it gets really good. And this is probably, when I first heard this part, I was sold. I said, this is going to be my business until I die. And whereas a lot of the previous online business opportunities that I've been into in both health and not health fields, even cryptocurrency, for instance, I dabbled in a few different things, but my passion is health and healing. And what he says that I found extremely interesting was he is a scientist. So he looks at all the other scientific studies in ingredients that are already out there. And then he looks at all the products that he's manufacturing for other companies. And he says on a video, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but there's not one product that I manufacture that I'd want to duplicate or even improve on. So what he did was he took the science that's already out, thousands of studies on different ingredients that I never heard about. And I've been in the field for 23 years. He corners the market, he buys up the monopoly, and then on top of it all, he builds a special manufacturing process to put it together. Then he patents it so nobody else could ever duplicate his products. Okay. And he's done that a few times. So what a nutraceutical is he uses a lot of Chinese herbal medicine and herbs in his botanicals, vitamins, minerals. So he takes the raw ingredient and then they process it in a way that it can be absorbable in the body, and then he what's the concentrate so it's so high dosages. So the science, the science says that one of the ingredients, just say, is fucoidan, and it's a brown seaweed deep in Tonga, in the middle of the ocean. And this seaweed is known. There's 1,800 studies on PubMed.gov in the National Library of Medicine. So this one ingredient alone has all these studies how it causes apoptosis, which is the death of cancer cells. So they figured out therapeutic dosages of that, and he goes well beyond that. So he cornered the market in that. He actually has 20 international patents just on that one processing of the fucoidan. Nobody else can buy Tonga fucoidan anyway. So that gives you an example. His products are in cancer centers, and he explains the company itself is not a marketing company. The company itself is his formulations. And his formulations, he says himself, I might not be the first to market, but I'm the best because I take everything that's already out there and I improve on it. And because he owns the manufacturing plant too,
he can do that. Yeah.
He has the buying power and he's completely debt free. So the manufacturing plant's debt free, he's debt free, and this company that I'm talking about is completely debt free. So basically, if there's healthy people out there, and my specialty is disease prevention and anti-aging. So healthy people, this is going to create better health and longevity. So they're into the road to immortality is our new thing, because we have Nutraceuticals, which is like a nutritional is like a vitamin company, or GNC, those kind of things.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
All the nutritionals, we're not a vitamin company at all. We don't take a vitamin approach. A nutraceutical is like the vitamins on steroids.
Oh, wow. So it's much more powerful and potent.
It's actually a class of its own because there's nutritionals, there's nutraceuticals, and then there's pharmaceuticals. So in my opinion, and I'm sure others would agree, but he actually explains what a pharmaceutical is. And this I found really interesting, and I convey this to just about everybody I know, so I'm glad we're having this show, is the first thing people do when they get sick or they have an issue is go to the doctor. And the doctor's scope of practice is to give you a prescription medication. And then what is a prescription medication? I mean, does anyone ever question how much that costs? Or will they ever heal? Like, do I get my money back if I don't get better?
If it doesn't work, yeah.
Do I ever get off the high blood pressure medicine or the thyroid medicine? Like, the diabetics, I mean, can I ever get off of that? Well, the doctor and the chemo and the radiation, so doctors don't have an answer. Well, what is a pharmaceutical? Well, he explains what the pharmaceuticals and the vaccines and stuff really are. And he says they take the same ingredient I take, but because it's a pharmaceutical, they have to make it a synthetic version. So in the lab, they take, I don't even know what to use, but just an herbal substance. So nutraceutical is making that herbal substance very powerful and absorbable, so it creates biological activity so the body can heal itself.
Right.
The product doesn't heal you, but it creates the activity, the biological activity, so it heals itself. What a pharmaceutical is perhaps that same ingredient, but they have to make it a synthetic version so they can patent it. Okay?
That's the whole thing right there, getting the patents on stuff.
And
right?
the patent, yeah. And that's where they make all their money.
Correct. Yeah.
So if you think about, if you believe God created the body with an immune system, your immune system has the ability to heal itself. That's why when you get a cold or chicken pox or something when you're a kid or a flu, and you get a fever, that's your body's response to attack it. That's good. You don't want to take an to get rid of the fever. You don't want to take a synthetic because the body doesn't even recognize that. So the pharmaceuticals have to have, it's a synthetic first of all, and then it has to have millions and billions of dollars worth of testing. And it has to have years worth of human trials before the FDA will approve it and get it on the market. So when the coronavirus came out, he educates this stuff. There's no fake little videos anywhere, little gimmicky. He does them all himself, and he doesn't have to. And he just explains that, well, there's no treatment, there's no cure. And this is coming from the CDC. There's no treatment, there's no cure, there's no vaccine. The closest vaccine that can even remotely come out, like the flu vaccines, is going to be a year or so from now.
Sure.
So when this first started a couple months ago, the owner of our company put out a podcast, and he said, okay, this is what the CDC says. There's no treatment, there's no cure, there's no vaccine. And, what are we to do? Well, our first line, the CDC actually says this, our first line of defense is our immune system.
Right.
So it really is, if you understand what the virus is even about, it's called an envelope virus. So what that means, it's actually not that serious.
Right. That's why so many people get it and have no symptoms.
Yeah,
right?
I'm pretty sure my son and I had it back in January or something. We didn't know what it was because me personally, I've been on a mission of disease prevention since I got in the field, so at least 23 years. And my son and I both, we don't even have aspirin in the home. Like, we have nothing from an over-the-counter drugstore in the home. And we do everything naturally. So we are living proof. My son will be 11 and I'm 50. I'll be 51 soon. So it's very possible to go through life without any medicine at all and or disease.
Right, because medicine is a fairly recent thing in human history, like the past 100 years, right? Before that, it was all natural stuff.
I've been saying that to people. I don't understand. Everybody rushes right to the doctor to go get a prescription. And then by the time they reach natural health providers like myself, what ends up happening is they're already on 2 or 3 pharmaceuticals, and it takes them twice as long. Actually, someone, I think Otto, won a Nobel Prize one year, and he said that you have to recover twice from medicine, once from the disease and once from the medicine. And this is what I love about our new company here is the owner of the company is a formulator himself, and he's a renegade. I mean, really the only, I don't know if I should say this, but the only competition we really have is up against the pharmaceutical industry. And he explains to us, what that difference is between the pharmaceuticals and what a nutraceutical, your body responds to natural ingredients. So it has the ability to help itself. Most pharmaceuticals are only masking the issue, masking the pain, or, the pain medications are the most dangerous. So they need to be eliminated completely. Antidepressants, all these things that people run to go get and they don't think it's serious. It's extremely serious when you can be doing it naturally. But the industry is designed for you to use your insurance, pay a copay or nothing at all, depending, what kind of insurance and stuff you have. And then you're on that medical system till you die. So I like to educate and propose, I call what we do health assurance. I've done that little hashtag. I'm like health assurance, because everything your body is going to be exposed to, you can treat it naturally. In fact, I take, here's a little plug for the Waimanalo Health Center. I take all the Hawaiian herbal classes there. When they come up, they're free. It's such an amazing thing to be around a lot of local people, a lot of people that have this experience in plants, how to heal with plants, the plants that we have in our backyard all over the place. So what the nutraceutical, what we do is we take those plants, we take the best plants, and then we super concentrate it. So it's therapeutic dosages. So on every ingredient or every product that you buy that's a nutraceutical in our nutraceutical line, we have about 100 products, but 50 of them are nutraceuticals and 50 of them are everyday use products, and then the cosmetics. So the coronavirus, what he says about that is it's an envelope virus. Okay. So it's actually not that serious. So we have 2 particular nutraceuticals that the company's had for years, and they were designed for the radiation from Chernobyl. They were designed, this one I'm going to talk about is, it was designed for Lyme's disease, for AIDS and HIV. Okay, so those are attacking the immune system. Yes. For lupus, for autoimmune disease. Yep. This one product, the main ingredient, I mean, I think there's like 15 herbs and ingredients like chaga, and I can't even remember all of them right now, but the main ingredient is called monolaurin. And this ingredient, literally on the virus, it coats it so it can't replicate. So it doesn't matter if you have the virus. You need to take this nutraceutical. It's in a capsule. So it releases, I guess in the digestion, it's not something you can drink on this particular one. We have a lot of liquid ones, but the nutraceuticals some of them are not. They're so powerful. They have to be in a vegetable capsule. So there's another product too that they call, and the main ingredient is called fulvic acid. So if you can just remember that ingredient too, it acts like a blanket, and it finds basically the coronavirus has to attack a host cell. So for it to, once it attacks the host, then it replicates. So what you have to do is you have to put a blanket over it. Right. You got to cover it so it can't replicate. So the other ingredients, the other properties of fulvic acid and then monolaurin, those properties are also meant to boost immune and heal. So it's doing many, many functions with the ingredients because they're a therapeutic dosage. So it's kind of interesting to me to see when I ask people, I really have 2 questions when I ask people, when when we contact and invite, right? That's all we really do as a business model, contact and invite them to take a look. But before I contact people and invite, I say, are you working? Are you out of work right now? Because I want to know, are you open to making some additional money? And then if they're not, then the next thing is, what are you doing to protect yourself from the coronavirus? What are you doing for your health? And the typical answer is vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. And I said, well, that's not enough. Are you open to talking about it so I can get you protected? And they're like, what do you mean it's not enough? That's what everybody else says. I go, it's not enough. It's up to you. I don't need to chase people because I am so busy right now. So, and we have all these in videos. So basically when someone's interested, I just forward them on him talking. And if it makes sense, and it makes sense to people, and they're like, I want to protect myself and my family. But more importantly, people are attracted to the money. Interestingly enough, if I took a health approach, I probably wouldn't be doing so well.
But it's the money approach. It's income.
It's the money approach. Yep. Everybody needs money, wants money, and
they want to know a way to make money. How, like the step-by-step kind of thing. Hey, how do I make money from home? Okay.
Yeah.
You give them the steps, and okay, you do this, you do this, you do this, paycheck.
And then fortunately, our company is one of the few that actually pays the next day, pays weekly, has bonuses a monthly too. So it's very solid. And the fact that it's debt free, and the actual company that I work with, that I partnered with, one of the other selling points for me is the fact that the owner, the self-made billionaire, okay, so he owns the manufacturing plant. That's where he makes his money. He doesn't take his salary on this. And he wanted to distinguish himself different than every other home-based business opportunity. Some of the famous ones that everybody heard about, like Amway, Avon, some of the top few. What he did was he put this in a 250-year dynasty trust for the partners like myself. So anyone who wants to partner with us or be a franchise business owner, that's what I do. I help people on board to become, and I train them. And this is what we do as a team. I have a whole team of leaders on board. And it's just very simple. It's just seeing the information and making a decision. And I didn't even know what a dynasty trust meant. And so I actually called the company. I wasn't just going to take somebody's word for it and find out why do I want that? And there's not a single other company like out there that I know has ever done this. And the reason why he did this is because he's got billions. He doesn't need any more money. He says it on live video. I have 3 lines of products. We have the products that everybody uses every single day: toothpaste, mouthwash, shaving gel, shampoo, conditioner, laundry detergent, all that stuff. Except for that has no harmful ingredients and actually has ingredients known stronger than what's in the stores. And then he has the Nutraceuticals, and then he has the business opportunity. He says the business opportunity is our best product because it is a gift. I don't take a salary. I put it in trust for you. That means in 250 years, it can't be bought. It can't be sold. It can't take on a partner. It can't be traded on the stock market. He doesn't even own it. You can't take out a loan against it. It's for 250 years solid. So talk about a legacy company. I was always sold on network marketing because I believe in the model. I mean, Warren Buffett says, your net worth is your net worth. Trump says these things, he gives you tax credits for working from home. There's so many tax benefits. I haven't been a W-2 employee probably since my early 20s. And with a company like this, you get a 1099. You can write off all your own products. I don't know, you check with your accountant. I'm not an accountant, so I can't really give that advice, but there's so many tax benefits. Your computer, your subscriptions on your website and your cell phone and your marketing materials and all this stuff, the way that you want to run your business. So I have people that don't even have a computer right now and they're working from home. One of my friend's sons just started. He's 23 years old. He can't. He's a college baseball player. Everything's shut down. He's doing his college stuff. He can't even get a job. He says, how can I make money with this? He wants to be fit and he cares about energy and fitness. That's all 20-year-olds care about, right? And looking good. And I was like, well, consider that done. And he's like, I want to make money. How can I make money? I said, this is for you. And then I introduced him to my business partner. And what's so exciting about this for me is the person that I met that introduced me to this at the coffee shop here in Honolulu. It was a referral from my friend. Said these people are coming to your city. Do you want to meet up with them? And I had nothing going on. I was dying in 2019. It was almost depressing because I had my son and all the other business that I tried. I failed. And I really tried. I went to 5 conventions on a previous company. And I liked the different products. And I don't know why I couldn't make it happen. I took leadership and personal development courses and everything. And
I think that's what a lot of people fear too, is like they fear taking that step and that leap because they do see a lot of people do fail, but you got to persevere, right? You have to have perseverance through it all. And
well, that I had
push through the failures and continue doing stuff until you find the one that sticks to the wall and actually works.
I think now, with my opinion, frankly, it is the company. It is the company and the products. That's what makes the difference. I thought I was with the best before, the best comp plan, the best products on the market. And I said that 3 times, and I dug in too. And being passionate about the natural health business for 23 years. I mean, I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but what even got me into this was 30 years ago. When I was 21 years old, my dad died of suddenly of heart failure, and he was only 62 years old. At the same time, he was hiding my mom's dementia, and she was 58 years old. Oh, she died later of Alzheimer's disease. So I spent my 20s like in denial, like I'm doomed because the doctor said it was hereditary. And I bought that. And then somewhere in my late 20s, I said, no, I'm not going to die. And that's when I got into, I'm actually a former massage therapist and skincare esthetician. Right. And I had that practice in Fort Lauderdale and in Miami Beach for 13 years. And I was already starting to network with acupuncturists, chiropractors, naturopath doctors, and nutritionists and fitness pros. So I had a huge network of all these natural healing people. Like every modality you can think of, that was my goal. I want that. But I never really knew so much about products until now. And now I know that the big difference is you absolutely need a company that's debt-free, because right now, a lot of these companies are going to go out of business. Right. Most online businesses don't even make it past the first 5 years. They have gimmicky products. They don't even make sense. They're in and out. They're actually harmful. There's a lot of vitamin type companies that are synthetic. So if you're taking a vitamin C, by the way, these people saying I could protect the coronavirus with vitamin C. No, I don't think so. You don't even know what the therapeutic dosage of vitamin C is because there's no regulation on vitamins. You don't know if it's a synthetic, then it's definitely not going to work. If it says it's 500 milligrams per tab, you don't actually know that it is that. And that's where the trick is. And it's not regulated. So it's a free-for-all show. And this is also why people aren't healing with even natural products sometimes, because then some people says, oh, you're going to go natural when you have cancer or something like that, and that you're crazy. Well, it depends what approach you take, because there's a lot of things that aren't designed to actually be therapeutic dosages, no matter how much you believe.
They want you to keep you buying stuff. It's a business model.
And I'm seeing now more than ever, I'm actually going back to some of my friends in the field, in the natural health field, and that I introduced to online businesses before. And I'll tell you what, they're staying. They don't even want to know the truth. I said, listen, I'm not going to badmouth my former companies. I'm not about that. but let me just tell you the truth. Then I tell them the truth and they go right back. I said, how could you go back? Well, my friends are there. I have a culture. I said, I just told you, I shared with you fact. I don't need to badmouth anybody. All I'm sharing with is fact. So there is a lot of things to look forward to on online businesses, but it is important you're with the right company and with products that actually work.
Well, where can people find you?
Well, I have an email address called Hawaii Health Master.
Okay, we'll throw it down there.
Hawaii Health Master at gmail.com. And I do have a website up. It's nutritionalfitness.biz.
Okay. All right, Jeanne, thank you so much. This has been so enlightening. It's been a lot of information.
It is.
People, you're going to have to watch this like twice. Subscribe.
Sorry about that.
Subscribe to the
You
channel.
got me started. It's your fault.
This is good. It's a good talk. Good talk.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming on, Jeanne.
I really appreciate it.
All right. And as always, stay happy, Hawaii.
Aloha.